You ever have that feeling, sitting in your car, staring at the office, just thinking about how you're trading the best years of your life for a paycheck that just disappears? Yeah, most of us see our 9 to 5 as a trap. But today we're going to completely flip that script. We are going to break down the blueprint to pull every last dollar of value from your employer and use their capital to buy your permanent freedom.
All right, let's dive right in with what might be the most important mindset shift you'll ever make. Your job, it's not a life sentence. It is a source of capital. In fact, it's your single biggest investor, giving you the seed funding you need to build the life you actually want to live. The second you see it this way, trust me, the entire game changes.
And this slide just lays it all out perfectly. Look, on the left, you're a prisoner. You're just trading your time for money to get by. But on the right, you're a strategic partner. You're no longer just working for the man. No, you are strategically extracting resources from your biggest partner to fund your own venture, which is your life. Okay, so let's make this real. Every 2 weeks, your investor, yep, your employer, deposits seed funding directly into your bank account. Now think about this. They don't take any equity in your life. They don't get a seat on your personal board of directors. They just provide the cash. So the real question, the one that matters, is what are you doing with it? This right here exposes the biggest mistake most people make. They take that capital and they buy what I call a costume of success. The fancy car lease, the overpriced daily lunches, the lifestyle that makes them look like they've made it. But here's the hard truth. If you spend your seed funding on status, you will never, ever have the cash to buy your actual freedom.
So, you know what? Let's just pause here for a second. Pull up your last bank statement or credit card statement. I'm serious. Do it right now. And just look at the last 10 things you bought. Was that money spent on an asset that's going to grow for you? Or was it spent making some giant corporation richer? Was it building you, or was it building their brand? The answer is right there in black and white.
All right, moving on, because this is where it gets really interesting. Beyond your base pay, there's a hidden term sheet in your employment contract. It's what I call the shadow salary. And honestly, most people are leaving hundreds of thousands of dollars on the table just because they never bother to read it. On average, your benefits make up about 30% of your total compensation. Just let that sink in for a second. That's like getting a massive bonus that's already been approved for you, but you actually have to go and claim it. If you're ignoring this stuff, you're basically working for free for about a third of the year. It's crazy. And here it is, the single greatest part of that shadow salary. If your company offers a 401k match, that is a guaranteed, risk-free, 100% return on your money. Tell me where else on planet Earth you can find that. You can't. Not contributing enough to get every single cent of that match isn't a financial strategy. It's just a voluntary pay cut. You're literally telling them to keep your money. So look, here are your first 3 moves. These are totally non-negotiable. Number 1, you capture every single penny of that 401k match. 2, you max out your health savings account, your HSA. And 3, you use any and all tuition reimbursement or professional development funds they offer. This stuff isn't optional, people. This is step 1 of your extraction plan. And let's just talk about that HSA for a quick sec, because it is an absolute powerhouse. It's the only account that exists where money goes in tax-free, it grows tax-free, and you can pull it out for medical expenses tax-free. It's insane. Most people just use it for little copays. But the smart players, they max it out, they invest the funds, and they build a tax-free fortress for their health and wealth and retirement. Now, your investor shouldn't just be paying you in cash. A smart partner pays you twice, once with money and a second time with valuable, portable skills that you take with you for the rest of your career.
Just think about that 30 minutes of downtime you have at your desk every day. The poverty habit, mindlessly scrolling social media. The wealth habit, using your company's resources, their software licenses, their online trainings to build your own skill set. Hey, they're already paying for your time. You might as well use it to make yourself more valuable.
What you're doing is building what I call a shadow portfolio of expertise. Master that expensive data analytics tool they pay for. Get that project management certification on their dime. When you eventually decide to walk away, you take every single one of those skills with you, but they can't take back a single cent they spend training you. Okay, this next section, this is where the whole game is won or lost. Because it doesn't matter how much capital you extract if you can't control where it goes. We have to talk about the #1 wealth killer for professionals, lifestyle inflation.
Just look at this chart. It's the story of most people's careers. You get a raise, so you get a nicer apartment. You get a bonus, so you upgrade the car. Your income goes up, but your expenses rise right alongside it. You're still treading water. You're just doing it in a nicer, more expensive pool. The real goal is to widen that gap between those two lines. That gap, that's your freedom. And let's just be blunt here. Ask yourself this question. If you got a 10% raise tomorrow, but your budget also had to increase by 10% to keep up, are you any freer? Or have you just become a more expensive employee to maintain? Real freedom is found in the space between what you earn and what you spend. Period. And absolutely nothing destroys that gap faster than high-interest debt. I mean, if you are carrying a credit card balance at 22% interest, you're not an investor. You're basically a subsidy for a bank's quarterly earnings report. That debt is a guaranteed negative 22% return on your money. You have to kill it before you can ever hope to grow. So with all this strategy, what's the end goal here? When does the job become truly optional? To do that, you have to know your exit number. You have to calculate the exact point at which you don't need your investors' capital injections anymore. See, the goal isn't really retirement like our parents thought of it. The real goal is optionality. It's the power to walk into your boss's office and know with 100% certainty that you could walk away at any time for any reason. That's when you stop being an employee and you truly become the CEO of your own life. So how do you figure this out? Well, a really common target in the financial independence world is having 25 times your annual expenses saved and invested. So, for example, if you spend $50,000 a year to live, your target number would be $1.25 million. That right there, that's your enough metric. But hey, don't get scared by that big number. Just focus on milestone 1. Getting your passive income from your investments to cover your absolute bare-bones survival costs. I'm talking rent and groceries. The moment your investments can do that, the entire power dynamic with your job shifts forever. You stop asking, am I going to get fired? And you start asking, do I still want to be here? Okay, we've covered a ton of ground, from big mindset shifts to hard numbers. But you know what? Strategy without action is just entertainment. So let's bring all this down to one single immediate action you can take right now. I want you to look at your budget and answer this one simple question. Is it that daily $7 latte, that subscription you totally forgot about, the extra $100 you spend on takeout every week? Find one leak. Just one, and plug it. Reroute that money straight into your 401k or use it to attack that high interest debt. That's your first play. Because at the end of the day, it all comes down to this one simple truth. Your freedom isn't funded by the promotion you hope to get one day or the lottery you might win. It's funded by the dollars you earn today and strategically choose not to spend. That is how you turn your biggest investor into your ticket out.